Hi there. Welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Uh, when we last left off, we had a gun in our face and a guy try to put us in our place, you know? And frankly, I think it's kind of a disgrace. But regardless, we have a choice to make. Sorry. We can either hand over the disc, or we can say absolutely not. And frankly, I want to see what happens if I pick this. There are some things a man must protect at all costs. This may be, well, one of those things. Then again, it may not.
Hold it!
Hold it! Holy fuck! Mr. Winterbank, I mean, I know you're also packing heat, but are we about to get like a Mexican standoff? Well, then again, I'm not sure we can get a Mexican standoff with two dudes. But still. Mr. Winterbank! This is my shop. I can't allow any harm to come to my customers. If that were to happen, I'd have to take my own life. Oh, well, hey, thanks for... Dude, madman. Mad props, man. Mr. Winterbank, no! Don't kill yourself to save us from being killed. Alright, that's enough. Oh, hey, it's you. Also, I want to point out that, like, the beginning of his theme, Gregson's theme, like, it's like the same doo-doo, it's like the opening bits of, like, well, pretty much most of the investigation themes throughout the series, but specifically, like, the original games of investigation theme, it has, like, that doo-doo, 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 doo-doo. Yeah, that. So, like, that's interesting. I mean, he's a detective, so I guess that makes sense, but still. Inspector? That's right, Sunshine. The alarm was raised on one of our dedicated emergency lines. So we got here as fast as we could. Now, what's all this about, eh? Oh, praise be! You're here at last! I was moments away from forfeiting my own life in my own very own establishment. It would seem you have the upper hand. So you're gonna arrest that guy, right? Right! You lot have got some explaining to do. I don't appreciate being bothered with some petty argy-bargy. Petty? That dude is pulling a fucking gun at me. Arrest him! Like, I'm pretty sure you point a gun to someone, that's like, a criminal offense? Come on, man. Mr. Winterbank very nearly met with his end. Yeah, by his own gun, as far as I can tell. Oh, dear. And the whole of Britain could meet with his end if I don't get to the bottom of the case I'm supposed to be working on. What? What on earth is the case, Inspector? Spare new to tell, Gregson. I might have said a little too much. No matter. It's nothing to do with you lot. Anyway, sir, you're gonna have to come with me down to the station. Yeah, fucking arrest him. He can't just fucking threaten to kill some dudes, you know? But of course, Inspector. Oh. What the? Oh. Oh. Damn, he just like fucking shade his way out of that situation, didn't he? He's getting away. Get after him, lads. Whistle the beat officer too. Sir. Dang. Man, you guys suck. There's been a spate of thefts at pawn shops around here recently. So we fitted emergency buttons underneath the counters for brokers to let us know when there's trouble. Oh, Inspector, I was very worried there for a while. Very worried indeed. Yeah. Now then, Mr. Permanently in mourning. Oh, that's me? Yes? I'll be taking that whatever it is of McGilded's down to the yard, thank you very much. So hand it over. Oh, sure. God, everyone wants this fucking disc. You know, jeez. What even is on there is so valuable? Is it a fucking mixtape? Is it McGilded's mixtape or? Come on. No, don't give it to him. It's mine, that is mine. I'm sorry, miss, but anything belonging to McGilded has to be taken as evidence now. Well, I guess that's fair enough. It's evidence? If the police demand something as evidence, my dear fellow, we have no choice but to capitulate. It's all yours, Inspector. Ugh. And so, we handed Mr. McGilded's disc over to Inspector McGregson. And were summarily turned out of the shop and onto the street. Oh well, it happens, right? Oh hey, it was a to be continued. Damn, I could have kept the last episode going a little bit longer, and I could have ended off on a to be continued, but dearie me, I wanted to fucking leave off on a tense moment. Oh well. And talk about a bit of a sticky situation. Here we are on Baker Street. Does that coat still belong to you, though? Like, how do you still get to keep the coat? I mean, technically, if it's McGilded's coat, shouldn't they be able to evidence as well? And also, why would you have his coat anyway, Gina? Regardless. Oh wait, I didn't read the fucking line. Sorry. See? That's why I hate grown-ups. All they do is feed you a pack of lies and take stuff away from you. Yeah, fuck grown-ups, am I right? I say as a grown-ass man. Oh really, Miss Lestrade? Tell me, is that overcoat keeping you warm? What? What? Oh my! Surely you were given that. I mean, did you really steal? Did you really steal it off that dude? Like, how did you get your hands on it? Oh, yeah. The day you let me keep it, after I looked daggers at him for long enough. Oh, okay. So that's how you got to hold on to it. I went to the pockets and then said, "Go on then, have it," before telling me to scarper. God, all these weird fucking slang terms like scarper and D and habit of butchers or whatever. It always pays off, giving people a look like you ate them. I can't help feeling that it's going to get you into serious trouble one day. Yeah, I can only imagine. Like, I know it's good to be hard-edged when you're a street urchin, but if you piss off the wrong guy, then, well, again, you might find yourself in a sticky situation. Or another sticky situation, anyway. What I really wanted was that nice shiny disc, mind. What are you gonna do with that, Gina? It's just a stupid disc. Oh, I mean, you're gonna pawn it, obviously, but, like, still, like, I don't see what's so great about it. I got discs coming out my fucking wazoo. The music box disc. Also, pronouncing that hard. The music box disc. I don't know, I find myself wanting to say, like, music box disc. Or music box disc. I don't know, it's too many consonants. Mr. Winterbank said it was practically worthless. I think I'm gonna go and have another bash. Give him a long, hard stare. I think not, Mr. Strayed. We shan't enter Winterbanks again today. Well, why not? That's not fair. It can't be helped, I'm afraid. I mean, we don't want Mr. Winterbank to actually do it, you know? The police are investigating the scene now, and taking a statement from Mr. Winterbank. But that disc's mine! I had the ticket for this coat, and it was in this coat's pocket. I'm pretty sure having a ticket for a coat does not entitle you to everything that's within the coat. Like, if there was a fucking $1 million bill in that coat, would that mean the coat belonged to you just because you redeemed the coat? Like, come on. And there should be something else at all. That's what that rotten coat said, ain't it? Yes, he did mention something about another article, didn't he? Yeah, he did say there were 2 discs. Yeah, in fact, there's only one. Well then, that's mine too, whatever it is. Now she's really pushing her luck. Miss Lestrade, I think it's time to admit defeat. You've had your haul for the day. Yeah, and it's all your fault, Sholmes. More like shithead. So what are your plans now? Will you dine with us this evening? Eh? Iris would be delighted to cook, I'm sure, and I might entertain you with a modest violin recital. Nota. Oh. What would I come round your place, eh? Have you lost your head or something? Something? Oh, being tsundere, I see. Oh well. You know how, a street urchin, they don't want to feel like they're being condescended to by giving them a nice meal or what have you. Oh dear, she's gone. Having reviled on me quite unnecessarily, I might add. I can't help wondering if perhaps she might turn up anyway. Interesting. Once she's had a chance to calm down, I think there's a good chance she'll decide to come. Yeah, there's also that too, she might just have a bit of a temper. You know how it is. Very well then. I'll inform Iris is at a place for our potential guest at the dinner table this evening. And one more thing. I should be glad of your company later, too. Sorry? I believe I will have a rather splendid surprise to show you. Oh, how exciting! What is it? You shall have to wait and see, Mrs. Otto. Until later, then. Oh, I guess we're just left on our own. Left to our own devices. Maybe I can... Maybe there's anything I can examine. Look at all the different things in the window of the shop! Ah, that's Winterbank's, the pawnbrokery. It looks much smarter than our pawnbrokers in Japan, doesn't it? Ah, yes, you're right. I find pawn shops at home rather inapproachable, personally. It reminds me of tearfully parting with my favorite fountain pen. I felt so miserable. Oh, woohoo. What doesn't kill us makes us stronger, Mr. Naruhodo. Yeah, like Kelly Clarkson said. Hey, oh, hey, the pawnbroker. No wonder Sholmes frequents his pawnbrokery. It's like right next door. Oh man, I wonder who this belongs to. It's already been 2 months since we started taking lodgings here above Mr. Sholmes' office. I still can't quite believe it. I never expected things would turn out like this. Yeah, it's like the Friends theme song, Oh, I know! To actually be sharing accommodation with the world's greatest detective. If I ever find myself before a court of law now, I will have not one regret. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'd be happy to defend you, of course. Well, that's good. Okay, nothing exactly interesting. Where we're gonna hang out to? We can't go back. Wait, we were asked earlier to show our faces here, so okay, yeah, I guess we'll go back to Sholmes' place. Ah, Susie and Bruno, come in, come in. Oh, good afternoon, Iris. Thank you so much for breakfast this morning. Oh, don't mention it! Goodness, look at the time already. Oh, busy as always. I am. I'm preparing everything for dinner this evening. Already? You're obviously cooking something special, are you? Oh, yes! After all, we have a special guest joining us. Guess who it is? Go on. You'll never guess. Is it Inspector Gregson, maybe? Or perhaps, Brock Van Sykes? Have we invited him over for dinner? Look at those little eyes of hers shining. Oh dear. It is awkward when you already know the answer, isn't it? It's Ginny! Isn't that exciting? Well, we all love Ginny. From the block. Oh! Oh, what a surprise! Yes, that's wonderful news. Totally. Wow. Iris seems overjoyed at the idea. I mean, hopefully we aren't sitting here for disappointment, considering that Gina said she wasn't gonna come. I can't wait to learn some pickpocketing tips from a real professional. Oh yeah, that does sound like fun. I'm not sure that's entirely appropriate. Are you Mr. Naruhodo? By the way, Iris, what's Mr. Sholmes up to? Oh, looks like he's staring at his desk. Early? Oh, he's been like that ever since he got back. Hello, Mr. Sholmes. I beg that you won't speak to me. Sorry. I don't know who you are, but kindly take your leave. But what the fuck? It's Ryunosuke. As you can see, I'm not here. What? You're right there. I see you. I don't know how to respond to that. I do apologize. When he gets like this, he's completely oblivious to everything. Yes, I see. Really? He behaves just like a child sometimes, Hurley does. Yeah, says the literal 10-year-old. Mr. Sholmes and Iris have something of a parent and child relationship, don't they? Yeah, but who's the parent and who's the child, am I right? Yes, I said that Iris is clearly the parent here. Yeah, exactly. Come to think of it, I wonder where her real parents are. Yeah, that's a good question. What's the matter, Bruno? You have ever such a funny look on your face. Oh, no, it's nothing. What about the dead parents, though? I know what it is! Why does this girl live here with Mr. Sholmes, you're wondering? Am I right? Am I right, though? How? How did you... How? I mean, it's pretty obvious, but apparently you have an expressive face. Oh, Bruno, I can read you like a book. Ugh, this girl is dangerous. Yeah, she's always told me she wields a gun. What do you think? Don't worry, you can ask me anything. I won't mind. Let's see about Ginny. So, by Ginny, you mean Miss Lestrade, the young woman from the McGilded case 2 months ago, right? Yes, who also stole my experimental smoke grenade launcher. Although, after that trial, I invited her back here and we had dinner together. And now we're the best of friends. Oh, isn't that nice? Oh, hee. What a lovely tale. Yeah, how charming. Yes. Now, if I bump into her on the street, she runs away as fast as she can. Oh, I don't know if I call that friendship, if your friends want to run away from you, you know? Oh. And I chased after her down the back alleys. Oh. Interesting idea of friendship. And then I let her have the latest color of smoke grenade I've developed. Oh. Oh, there are so many beautiful colors in the world. Ginny wants me to make a whole rainbow. I suppose this means you've let Mr. Straight keep the smoke grenade launcher, have you? I mean, yeah, we started loading it earlier, didn't we? Yes, that's right. I got bored of it anyway. Hurley always reacts the same way when I shoot him with it now. Poor Hurley. Ooh, I can't wait for Ginny to arrive. It's been too long since you last came over. I'm so excited. I just hope she does actually come. Otherwise, Iris will be quite disappointed. And I'm not sure if I want to make a 10-year-old girl sad. That would make me feel sad. So yeah, what's it like living with old, Hurley Sholmes? I'm sure you've been wondering why it is that I live here with Hurley, haven't you? Well, it has crossed my mind. That and, where are your real parents? Oh, my mommy and daddy aren't with me anymore. Oh. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, mommy passed away when I was born. And at around the same time, my father... Oh, don't be sad, Iris. Jeez, Ryunosuke, why'd you have to bring it up, you fucking impudent clod? Well, he had to go to faraway land because one of the cases he and Hurley were working on. Oh. Wait a minute. Did you say he and Hurley? Yes. Daddy and Hurley were always solving mysterious cases together. She didn't mention that before. He wrote them all up in his diaries. That's what's in the middle chest over there. Really? He recorded them all? So, you mean it's true? Mr. Sholmes really did have a partner with whom he tackled some of his most taxing cases? Huh. So he did. How old are you, Herlock? 34. I mean, it's not that... You're pretty young, all things considered, so I wonder how long you've been, on the prowl, so to speak. Oh, yes! I mean, it's always nice to have one, isn't it? So, Mr. Sholmes' partner was your father. Exactly! Hurley told me I wasn't allowed to look in the chest, but that only made me want to look even more. So, I opened it up, and found your father's memoirs. Yes! So I asked Hurley, who wrote these? He nearly fell off his chair. Yeah, he falls over pretty easily. Oh, but then he told me. That's when I found out that the author of all those accounts was my father. So Iris' father was Mr. Sholmes' partner. It's interesting. I practically lived with Hurley all my life. I was tiny when he took me in. So, it came as quite a shock when Hurley told me he wasn't really my daddy. I mean, it must have done. I wonder why Mr. Sholmes chose to tell you, and at such a young age. I mean, well, you know, I guess if people start asking questions, it's like, these two people don't look very similar, so... I you know, guess it's best to burst the bubble when they're still young, you know? Early says it's because he wouldn't have been able to hide it from me. I mean, yeah, you're pretty smart, so, like, I feel like, you would have picked up on that eventually. Oh? Well, having lived with Hurley all these years, you might say that his ways have rubbed off on me. There's some things I can just see. Especially lies. I almost always know when people are lying before they open their mouths sometimes. Right. Anyway, I was so fascinated when I read Daddy's diaries. That's what inspired me to write The Adventures of Sherlock Sholmes, actually. I'd always assumed Mr. Sholmes simply told you all these thrilling stories. Oh no, Hurley's hopeless like that. He forgets everything. As soon as he solves the case, it all but vanishes from his mind. Oh, I see. The other day, it was so embarrassing. As usual, he totally forgot about the case he just solved. So the very next day, he gathered together all the people involved and proceeded to solve the case again. Again. It was quite a shock for everyone. Even the people in jail? He got those guys back to, too, just so he could do it again? You could say that again. You share your father's surname, don't you, Iris? That's right. Wilson. Daddy is Dr. John H. Wilson. Hey, okay. I think we, I think we've heard that name before, fellas. I mean, it was kind of obvious, TBH, but, yeah. We've heard of Dr. Wilson before. I learned from his diaries that he's a doctor of medicine, you see. That's what prompted me to study and study, so that I could earn a doctorate as well. Iris's father, who went to some distant land, and is a doctor by the name of John H. Wilson. Well, let's not tell her about what happened to her dad. The court will now hear the trial of, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. God, I forget what voice I did for them. That was like, it's been like 3 years fucking since I voiced that dude. Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case. The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson. Oh, that's right. Visiting professor of medicine at the Imperial Yume University, and the man who in the most bizarre circumstances lost his life just before we left Japan. Huh. Oh, Mrs. Otto. Yes. Perhaps we shouldn't pursue this conversation any further at this time. Yeah, I feel like that would be in bad taste. I think that would be for the best. Oof. Holy dooly! Again with the fucking jump scares, man. Come on. Ah, ha, ha, my dear fellows. How good to see you. Eh? Mr. Sholmes. Why ever did you not make your presence known to me before? Well, I did, and then you said that you didn't know who we were and that you weren't here, even though I can clearly see you. Well, no matter now. So, how the devil are ya? We've, been with you for most of the day. Oh, goodness, really? I mean, yeah, we woke up, you were all depressed, then we went to Mr. Pawnbroke's and pawned off a violin, and we got back a violin, and then we, like, left for, like, 5 minutes, and then we came back, and then you said you didn't know who we were. So yeah, most of the day, really. Do tell me, Mr. Sholmes, is your violin unscathed? My violin? Whatever are you talking about, my dear madam? Oh, never mind that now. I have something far more interesting to show you. Behold, my dear fellows! A fucking disc. More discs. I'm getting tired of fucking discs. Oh, another music box disc. No, not another disc, Mrs. Otto. This is the one Gregson demanded we hand over as evidence. Mr. McGilded's disc. Bro, how'd you get back? What? How do you have it if we gave it to Mr. Gregson? Oh my. Then, what's it doing here? You know, at times, Mr. Naruhodo, I think that though I have an undeniable turn for detection, I may well be even more adept at larceny. Not sure if that's something you want to brag about, but, okay. Oh, that would be wonderfully exciting! I'd be your pickpocketing assistant. Okay, I mean, nothing wrong with a bit of, pickpocketing among friends, but come on, man. Jeez. I think that although I have undeniable turn for detection, I may well be even more adept at larceny. Jeez. And Bruno could be our go-to lawyer if we ever got caught. Right. Plus, Suze has such beautiful handwriting. She could write all the menacing crime notifications. Bro, we could be like the Phantom Thieves of 1895 or whatever. We got Susie, Ryanosuke, Iris, Herlock. That's 4 dudes right there. We just need to add like two or three more, and we'll be like the Victorian Phantom Thieves. How dope. Yes, I'd be delighted. Yeah, you guys are very silly. I'm just going to pretend this conversation never happened, I think. Okay, well, what are you up to, my dude? I don't understand. How did that disc come to be in your possession? I thought Inspector Gregson took it back to Scotland Yard. Quite correct. And that sort of uncompromising attitude is precisely why I always carry some of this. Sholmes Caramel? That's a bar of caramel, Mr. Sholmes. Your one and only friend in times of loneliness, if I'm not mistaken. If you will humor me, my dear fellows, cast your minds back to when the good detective confiscated the disc. I'll be taking that whatever it is of McGilded's down to the yard, thank you very much. So hand it over. Oh yes, of course, of course. Yes, okay, please demand some of the evidence, my dear fellow, we have no choice but to capitulate. It's all yours, Inspector. Oh, you smeared a bit of caramel on it, didn't you? And so to make it look like it was blood, or at least at a glance. For the briefest of moments, I had the disc in my hand, did I not? Yes. Yes, you did. But I still don't understand. It was at precisely that moment that I summoned my one and only friend into action. I pressed the disc into a pair of bars, like this. That's amazing. Oh wait, what? Oh, you pressed it into the... you pressed the disc into the chocolate. The disc and all the minuscule protrusions have made an image of the caramel. Indeed. This caramel is quite exceptional. I developed it myself, you know? What are you, fucking Willy Wonka? Suitably soft for making impressions, but resistant to melting. The result of a precisely controlled solution. How extraordinary! Carrying a pair of these on one's person frequently proves very useful indeed. Take a house key, for example. A simple press, and its unique form is duplicated. I can enter anyone's property at will, and never without high sucrose nourishment. Yes. It sounds, illegal? From the image, I was able to recreate this. Oh, okay, so you just made like a mold that replicated it perfectly. I see. I mean, it's not really stealing, or it's not like larceny, it's more like you just copied it. You pirated the disc with chocolate, basically. I confess, I was most curious to know what manner of music would issue from the disc when played. I mean, yeah, I'm curious. Everyone's making such a big brouhaha about it. If it's not a fucking fire-ass mixtape, I don't know what the... how good it could be. Do tell us then, Mr. Sholmes. What music does the disc play? Well, unfortunately, I have no idea. No idea? None whatsoever. Are you familiar with the workings of a music box, my dear fellows? No, I'm afraid not. Goodness! You don't know, Runo? Okay, jeez. We aren't all fucking experts of music box technology, Iris. Inside a music box, there's a special metal piece called a comb. That's what produces the sound. Small protuberances pluck the different teeth of the comb as they rotate past it, making the different notes. The first music boxes to be invented use a rotating cylinder with protuberances on it. Isn't that how don't player pianos work the same way? Or at least in a similar fashion? But over time, a new type of player was produced, which uses discs such as these. With that development, popularity of music boxes spread far and wide, all around the globe. Why, exactly? Because the discs are easy to produce and can be interchanged to facilitate the playing of different tunes. There are a great many firms in Europe now manufacturing music boxes as a result. It is wonderful to be able to enjoy music, even when no performer is present. Yeah, I mean, recorded music is still probably in its infancy at this point. Hell, recorded sound is probably still pretty, new. But it is the very success of the invention that means we are now presented with an insurmountable problem. What do you mean? As you may imagine, the construction of one's firm's music box does not match that of another, and we have no way of knowing in which music box this particular disc was designed to be played. There is no resolution to this problem, I'm afraid. It's quite intractable. Ah, I see. So that's why. Naturally, I tested the disc in those few music boxes I have to my disposal. But, as you can hear, to no avail. I mean, it's playing something. I mean, I guess, yeah, I guess it's not really playing right the way it's supposed to. The results are equally unsatisfactory in this one. So, I am presently engaged in acquiring an example of all the music boxes ever made in Europe. Every single one? That's early for you. Always taking things too far. But, my dear girl, an unsolved riddle is quite repugnant to my constitution. But surely all the different types in Europe will amount to a huge volume of music boxes, won't it? Yes, that is certainly true. In the worst case, I shall just have to ask you to vacate the attic room. Oh no, come on. Don't kick us out. What? Yeah, come on, man. We like living here. McGilded. Tell me about him. Magnus McGilded. Not a name I expected to hear again so soon. 2 months isn't really that soon. Yes. It's been only 2 months since that grisly case. Oh yeah, when everyone just stood and watched as McGilded burned to death. Mr. McGilded perished within hours of the trial's conclusion. Was it the curse of the Reaper? No one knows. Still now. Yeah, he looks pretty fucking okay with the situation. The omnibus was reduced to a pile of ash. Not a shred of evidence remained. And with the man's death, the truth about the murder in which he was so intimately involved was buried. Even though we successfully established Mr. McGilded's innocence in the trial, the newspapers are still claiming that it remains an unsolved case. Oh yeah, that our boy, Bryce fired Mason. murder of the brickmaker, Mr. Thrice-Fired Mason. Oh yeah, those two dudes. In the end, the truth of the matter remains a mystery. We still have no idea what really happened that night. And although Mr. McGillicuddy was found not guilty through my defense, I still don't know if that was the right judgment or not. Oh, come on, man. Again, we proved that he couldn't have done it based on the evidence that we had at hand. So, I mean, we did what we did, right? We stop doubting your W, man. It would appear the case is not yet closed. Oh yeah, clearly it seems to be something like that. Well, it's time I started getting things ready for dinner, I think. Judy will be here before long. Thank you, Iris. Oh, well, you must let me help you then. Of course, Susie. There's plenty to do. I think I shall investigate the condition of my faithful performing partner. Now then, where did I leave it? Let this be a lesson to you, Mr. Sholmes. Never leave anything too precious with the pawnbroker. Yes. You may be right. Oh, that reminds me of something Mr. Winterbank said before. He said that he had a manuscript of Iris's in pawn, didn't he? Did he? Yes, he definitely mentioned it. Mr. Sholmes' latest tale of otherworldly mystery lies dormant in my storeroom, were his words, I believe. Yeah, was that otherworldly? Like, again, that means it's not like you were fighting aliens or some shit. So you heard about that, did ya? I expect you were as incensed as I was. Oh, yes. The idea of such a wonderful story languishing in Mr. Winterbank's storeroom, gathering dust. My dear madam, I'm quite sure I told you already. The pawnbroker's storeroom is the safest place for it. More secure than a bank's vault. And what about your Stradivarius, Hurley? Was that safe and secure? Well, there may be the occasional mix-up. And again, that was mainly your own fault, considering you purposely took the wrong instrument and then came back for it, complaining like it was the pawnbroker's fault. Caused by a certain impetuous someone not too far from me now. Yeah, exactly. Do you have any idea how long it took me to write that Baskerville story, Hurley? Oh, it sounds so exciting! The Hound of the Baskervilles. Hey, I got that from the store recently. Oh yeah, what can I say, Iris? I'm a big fan of your work. I should love to read it. Did we say something offensive? Why are you looking at us like that? Ah! What's going on here, pal? Yeah, well, geez, what happened? All she said was the Hound of the Baskervilles. You know, and you guys acting like you just fucking said a racial slur. Why does it feel like an icy chill just swept through the room? Susie? What did you just say? You said the Hound of the Baskervilles. But how could you know the full title? Well, that's... Okay, that's because Mr. Zato was such a great fan of all the stories about Mr. Sholmes, of course. But Rono, the Hound of the Baskervilles, has never been published. What? When I showed Ari the manuscript, he told me that I wasn't allowed to publish it yet. I don't understand. That's why I said he'd keep it safe until it was the right time for the story to be made public, you see. So that's why the manuscript is at Winterbank's. And yet, how could Susie here know its title? Well, Early, what's going on? What is it, Mr. Sholmes? It would appear our guest has arrived. Oh, I guess we really didn't know what did show up at the end of things. How's it going, Gina? Still wearing that? You still got that slick overcoat? Yeah, this were a bad idea. I knew I wasn't welcome. I'm going. Bro, what the fuck? You just got here. No, wait. It's Miss Lestrade. Come on. We've all been eagerly waiting your arrival. Yeah, Iris was like fucking marking out over it. Haven't we, Iris? Oh, yes! Just wait there, Ginny. We'll have everything ready in a jiffy. Come along, Susie. Right, of course. It's a pleasure to see you here, Miss Lestrade. Please, make yourself at home. Don't stand in the doorway, my dear girl. Come along in. What say you to some Mendelssohn? I will take no for an answer. Meddlesome it is, then. Look! The cat has joined us! Meow. Exactly. Even she wants to come in for some, join the fun. That evening, Iris prepared us all a meal that was even more delicious than usual. Mr. Sholmes' violin performance was in no way meddlesome, and Gina, as we came to call her, taught us all how to steal things from one another without being noticed. Bro, okay. Herlock, Ryunosuke, Susato, Iris, and Gina. That's like the perfect crew for a fucking Victorian era Phantom Thieves. Everyone thoroughly enjoyed themselves well into the night. Well, hey, this sure has been a nice case. No murder, no thievery. Well, okay, there was some thievery, but no like attempted murder, no death in general. Just a nice bit of pawnbrokery and a bit of dancing of deductions. You know, it's been nice. I guess we'll be wrapping things up soon. That was a very enjoyable evening, wasn't it? Oh yes! Iris's cooking was truly divine. And I feel as though I can still hear the enchanting strains of Mr. Sholmes' violin even now. Best of all, I bet I could steal the glasses from his lordship's face next time we're in court. Naruhodo-san, could I consult with you about something, I wonder? What's the matter, Mr. Zato-san? Oh yeah, I do like this music. Yeah, that's the word. It's about the telegram I received. Ah, you did receive a telegram this morning that you didn't tell us about for some reason. The one that arrived first thing this morning, I suppose. I've been summoned. You've been summoned? Like, to court? What? Summoned? What do you mean? This isn't Yu-Gi-Oh! You're not a monster card. The telegram was from the Lord Chief Justice's office. Lord Strongheart has asked to see me. The Lord Chief Justice? When? Tomorrow morning. What? Then we had to start preparing at once. Oh, no. That won't be necessary, Naruhodo-san. I've been summoned alone. Alone? What on earth for? I have no idea. I suppose I shall find out tomorrow. Jeez, what could the Lord Chief God Justice Emperor guy, man, want with you alone? What's all this about? Whatever it is, it's making me feel very uneasy. Oh, knock knock. It's the police, maybe. I don't know. Oh, who could that be, I wonder? Oh, it's Iris! Okay, thank goodness. I thought maybe it was like the cops. or Lord Chief Justice. Good evening, friends. Iris. Hello again. Oh, hi, Gina. And Gina, too. Yes, Ginny's going to stay with us tonight. She's going to sleep in with me. Is that right, Ginny? Well, yeah. How lovely. Let me make a pot of tea. You know, I've learned so much today. Oh, what in particular? All those things Ginny showed us. Wasn't it wonderful? Ah, you mean all those pickpocketing techniques. We had fun trying them out on each other, didn't we? I think I've awakened a natural talent. I could earn a living from it. You might be getting ahead of yourself a little there. So, what brings you up to our humble quarters at this late hour? Well, you see, I came to return this. Wait, what? That's mine. Oh my, however did you... I told you, didn't I? I have a natural talent for it. Oh yes, I'd forgotten. Iris literally is a child genius. So anyway, here, you can have it back. Not that I really understand why you wear it though. Thank you. Alright then, good night. Yes, good night. Good night. So this is your office, is it? What do you think, Ginny? I think I wouldn't fancy me chances with a lawyer what lives in a place like this. Yes, me too. You fucking suck, Ryunosuke. It seems as though Iris here still has something she'd like to talk about. I suppose, she probably wants to talk about the manuscript thing. Yes, I suppose she probably does. And, I suppose that probably is where we're going to end things for this episode. Get a little long, get a little bit, long in the tooth. So yeah, that was all very nice, and for the most part, I mean, we solved the whole gun in our face debacle pretty quickly. And yeah, mostly a lot of enjoyable dialogue and back and forth and such. I know, not necessarily a lot in terms of like plot advancement, but well, you know, still a fun time. But next episode I'm sure we'll get into more details about this manuscript business, because man, they acted pretty weirdly to Susano's mention of it. But until then,